The year was 1954, a hot July afternoon at Haneda Airport, Tokyo. Amidst the crowd of travelers, one man stood out. He looked professional, wearing a suit, carrying a briefcase. But when he reached the immigration desk, the world as we know it began to crack. He spoke French fluently, along with Japanese and several other languages. He claimed he was on a routine business trip, but when the officer asked for his passport, everything stopped. The passport looked authentic. It had official stamps from various countries, but it was issued by a nation called Taured. The officers were confused. They brought out a world map and asked him to point to his country. Without hesitation, he pointed to the area between France and Spain. "There," he said, "that is Taured. We have 1,000-year history." But the map showed a different name, Andorra. The man became furious. He had never heard of Andorra. He insisted that Taured had existed for centuries. Thinking he was a criminal or a prankster, the police put him in a 15th-floor hotel room. 2 armed guards stood outside the only door. The room had no balcony. Yet the next morning, when they opened the door, he was gone. Not just him, but his passport and every document he had brought. He vanished into thin air, leaving us to wonder, did he accidentally walk through a portal from a different Earth? Now, imagine waking up in your own room, only to realize you are a stranger in your own life. In 2008, a Spanish woman named Lorena Garcia experienced exactly this. She woke up and noticed the sheets on her bed were different. She didn't think much of it at first, until she went to work. She had worked at the same company for 20 years, but when she arrived at her office, her name wasn't on the door. She went to the HR department and was told she worked in a completely different building, in a department she had never heard of. Terrified, she went home. At home, she found her ex-boyfriend, whom she had left 6 months ago. He acted as if they were still a happy couple. The man she was actually dating at the time, there was no record of him. No phone number, no address. His family didn't even know he existed. Lorena spent months visiting doctors, but her mind was perfectly fine.
Douglas DC-4
She came to one terrifying conclusion. With 57 she had slept in one universe. It was a simple, and sunny flight to Miami. Another. But the plane never landed. No wreckage was ever found. No bodies washed ashore. The flight was officially declared a tragedy. The reappearance. Move forward to September 9th, 1992, in Caracas, Venezuela. Air traffic controller Juan de la Corte sees a blip on his radar that shouldn't be there. Out of the clouds emerges a propeller plane, an ancient model. Over the radio, a panicked voice screams, "Where are we? We are Pan American Flight 914 from New York to Miami. We were scheduled to land at 9:55 a.m. on July 2nd, 1955. The escape. The ground crew was terrified. As they approached the plane, they saw the frozen faces of the passengers pressed against the windows. The pilot, seeing the modern jets and the 1992 technology, panicked. He shouted, "Don't come near us, we're leaving." He took off again, disappearing into the sky once more. To this day, no one knows where that plane went, or if it is still flying through the folds of time. Are these just legends, or is our reality more like a fabric that can occasionally tear? Quantum physicists talk about the many worlds interpretation, suggesting that every choice we make creates a new universe. Perhaps for a few seconds, the doors between these worlds open. If you ever feel like something is off in your day, a missing set of keys that reappears, a person you remember who no longer exists, be careful. You might just be the next person to slip through a glitch in the matrix. Thank you for watching this mega episode of History Rewritten. Subscribe to explore more of the impossible. What do you think? Tell us in the comments below.